and I feel very enjoy doing it because I think our planet Earth don't need us to save. Actually, it's just ourselves and our next generation need to save. Because the planet Earth without us, they can still survive. It's just us. So that's why I want to keep sharing on social media since like 2014.
Have with us Joyce Cheng. I don't know whether you have visited Joyce Cheng at her Back to Basics cafe before, but Joyce Cheng, we have her on interview today. She's a very exceptional woman. We are going to find out so much more about her and the talk that she's going to give at the upcoming Holistic Wellness Symposium. Look at her. She has with her her bunny. Tell us more about, say hello to our guests, Joyce. Tell them who you are and your bunny.
The bunny is named Raw Vegan Bunny. You can see her always on our photos on the social media. She will refer and recommend what about the vegan food or raw vegan food that we are creating at my cafe.
Wow.
Okay, and my name is Joyce, just Joyce Cheng. I'm from Hong Kong. I have been staying in Singapore going to be 12 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah. And yeah, it's too flattered about your compliments about me.
Oh, no, not at all a flattery, because the more you share with our audience today about who you are, what you're going to talk to us about at the Holistic Wellness Symposium, I think they are going to think the same as me, that you are a very wonderful and very, very
Hope so too.
I hope so. Yeah. Joyce is not only a cafe owner of this Back to Basics cafe. Joyce, maybe you can stand up and show us around. Bring your
Okay. My location is Pasir Panjang, near Harbour Villa, and the shopping mall name is called Viva Vista Shopping Mall. So this is our entrance. We have some table sitting here, and also outdoor. Maybe I change to.
It's okay. It looks
okay. So we have outdoor seating as well, which is pet friendly and children's friendly. And we have a lot of board games outside, and it's good for earthing to reconnect to the nature.
wow.
And I highly recommend to take off all your shoes and socks and then sit there to earthing. And then somewhere it's like, so it's just a shopping mall.
Okay.
Viva Vista Shopping Mall. And then you just keep walking from the entrance, and the right side is our cafe already.
Wow.
It's not a big cafe, but very cozy. Because we have a handpan as well here for people to play with our handpan and enjoy some vegan food, and bring the handpan outside the grass to play as well. You can, And the best area I like the most is that I have been doing for many years is this upcycling area here.
Okay.
So this upcycling area, people will bring something down to repurpose them, which is they will clean them before they bring it down for other people to repurpose. So some people will drop it here, and some people will come down and collect them at no charge. Just free to drop anything, or just free to get away anything you want to repurpose them. So we're trying to reduce the plastic and reuse a glass jar or whatever thing you can be reusable, especially a lot of like toilet paper roll, the finished core roll. You can give it to me. I can put in our compost bin. So that's why this is zero waste vegan cafe, because all our food waste goes to the compost bin and goes to the eco enzyme pail. So we repurpose and give them a second life for all the food waste. There's no food waste here. Only the problem is plastic. That I try my best to reduce and reduce, but I couldn't.
Can you bring
That's
us in now?
yes. So inside,
And also tell us about what you make, what you sell, your creative projects, and the outcomes of it.
okay, sorry, because it's quite small here. So that's everything related to eco-friendly. So we have some handmade soap here and some handmade moisturizer. They're all plant-based. And I grow the plants by myself and then infuse into oil and make, before I make them into soap or moisturizer. And beeswax wrap that I handmade by myself as well, beeswax wrap.
Wow.
Yeah, and these are the fermentation area that because I'm trying to infuse a lot of different kombucha, water kefir, milk kefir in everything that we are cooking here is just small and but everything is here. So this is our all this nuts and seed we sprouted and activated before we use it. So it will be more healthy. It's not just like seed and nuts and then buy it and then you make into other food. So I have to soak it and sprout and activate them before we use. So a lot of spice and herbs we made in here by ourselves to add in our different cooking as well. Yeah.
Looks
So
interesting. Tell us about what they can expect to enjoy when they come to you.
we have rice, pasta, and the most I would like is our vegan kefir cheesecake, which I replace. There's no sour cream or cream cheese. I just turn all the kefir into cheese before I make into cake. So there's no processed food here. Everything is made by myself.
The kefir that you're using is it like a plant-based kefir?
Yes, vegan, plant-based milk kefir. So it's not using nuts milk or cow milk or nuts milk. No, it's only coconut milk. The cake is nuts free, gluten free. It's vegan. So everything we sell here is only vegan, gluten free, and some of them are nuts free. So you can request and then we can do nuts free. And if you are you must be like aluminum free. We can do that as well because everything we cook here, I use miso or shiokoji that I don't need any garlic or onion because the flavor from the shiokoji or miso is very special and the umami is there. So I don't need any garlic.
Love shiokoji. I love it.
We also have pasta and rice, like rendang rice, some Nepalese curry rice. Because after I went to Nepal, I feel very enlightened by their food in there. And I really like their spice and herbs. It's very different. It's totally different from the Indian spice and herb formulation.
So everyone, look, this is Joyce and her little cafe, her little experimental cafe with so much of a personal touch there. But now we want to know Joyce, the person who will be giving the talk at Holistic Wellness Symposium. The title of the talk is really about the story of her loving the earth in a very, very practical way of how she cares and she inspires by all her practical creative ideas, something that you can integrate into your daily life. And because she has been so consistent, passionate, and creative at all that she does, and in such an ease that she does all these things, she has been such a powerful influence on social media, and people have invited her to various parts of the world to share these very creative, practical ideas. Tell us more about you and how did you come to your cause, your passion?
Actually, everything I just doing it with, I didn't plan everything. It's just so happened. Yeah. Because I think I have been doing all this like upcycling and keep like sharing and inspiring a lot of others in Singapore. And the more I do, and I feel very enjoy doing it because I think there's no planet B. Our planet Earth don't need us to save. Actually, it's just ourselves and our next generation need to save. Because the planet Earth without us, they can still survive. It's just us. So that's why I want to keep sharing on social media since like 2014 about sustainable and eco-friendly. But at that time, not much people like really keen to understand. Only small amount of people they understand and they are very support this kind of movement. So I just keep doing it, organizing workshop by myself. because I really hope I can do something for my next generation or our next generation. So, and then everything suddenly just like happened and people know about that, and then they invite me to teach and other university and NA or kindergarten or primary school here, they invite me to have and teach just that. So for overseas, it's also like a connect with some like church. They know I have been doing all this eco-friendly teaching, sustainable lifestyle teaching. So they connect me to other country, and then yeah, just that. And I'm very enjoyable to doing it. I think you need to be like very passionate with it. Then
What makes you enthusiastic about this green and healthy living? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
the most important is if you can see the whole picture, what is happening right now, like global warming, all the microplastic, the food that we are eating, everything is correlated. The thing that we are using, for example, if we keep like buying and buying all these like shower gel shampoo, you just create more plastic pump bottle. And if you keep like buying food, you also create a lot of plastic waste. So that's why I hope I can keep sharing a lot of different recipes for people who can do it at home to do more homemade, not just food, and also like personal care products as well. Of course, it's related because when you see like why there's so many like different illness and eczema, everything is related. If you can reduce more chemical processed food or chemical personal products, you can find you feel happier and healthier. So everything is like a cycle is related. So that's why I keep sharing to more on social media, lots of like recipe, how they can make a soap bar, how they can make their own moisturizer, how they can make their own food, interested food that infuse a lot of like kombucha, for example, my jam, kombucha jam, to go with some cake or anything that goes add in, if I can add in our food to make it more healthier. That's the reason. That's and especially the most important is because I have two sons, so the two sons keep like driving me to make more homemade for them.
Mm.
So
So,
yeah, at the end we can reduce all the plastic. I just hope.
so how tell me, how does being a mom make you even more dedicated to this interest that you have? It's not just an interest, I think it's a lifestyle that you have.
Yeah, because first one of my son got very serious eczema and some stomach issue. The other son also got some kind of other allergy as well. So I started off because I want to know more how we can reduce to be more like less processed, how we can reduce more plastic waste, and how we can create more healthy food and the shower gel and shampoo that we are using. So that I mean, it's a related, so we can reduce the plastic waste as well.
Is it very difficult to like create all these things at home and do it easily? Do we need
I
a lot of like crafting space at home?
honestly, it's not easy because you will feel very busy. Like everything you have to handmade. So that's why I have to have a schedule to make things. For example, even the toothpaste, I make it by myself. And my son loved the toothpaste as well. Especially I add some cacao powder inside. They like the chocolate flavor. So you have to be very, maybe try to find a schedule how to like, maybe today I make some is a home product, and then next day is some food product. So it's not easy. Really, it's not easy. That's all I can say. It's quite impossible to do everything homemade. So that's why I also take turns to do it.
I also make a lot of fermentation like you. But you know, at the beginning, of course, everything is new and difficult. But after a while, it sort of like flows into my normal way of doing things. It's like after fruits, you know, vegetables you cut, you know, in the past you would probably throw it away, but now composting has become a habit, and you know,
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
putting
You
it
have to find a
in
way.
vinegar is a habit already, you know.
Yeah,
So
you have to find a way and schedule. For example, like me, my compost bin and my eco enzyme at home, it's just like sitting, just like another trash bin to absorb all my food waste. They always sitting in my kitchen. So whenever I preparing food, I just toss them in. So I don't need to like, oh, especially I have to accumulate them and then bring them out and do the compost.
Mm, 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 mm. So tell me, I think one of the most interesting and I think people are excited to know is like, how does people always think that being green and healthy is a trendy thing? And then it is something that must be led by organizations or governments or district leaders or something like that, you know? And if there's no designated recycling projects or bins and all that, is people find it very difficult to envision how one single person's action could actually impact anything. So can you tell us a little bit about what you think there?
What I think is it takes time. And because I cannot wait till some organization to ask me to do it. So I just started it like you throw a pebble into the ocean to make some more ripples. So I just keep sharing and invite to tell people that I'm teaching and I'm not charging. So I've been like nonprofit for many years already, and they are very appreciative. They understand that I'm doing it from my own pocket. Some of the people they are very kind, so they're willing to help, and then keep helping to spread out the idea. So I am very happy that I created a community. They keep sharing without like making money. Although there's some people they were trying to make money by teaching as well, but I insist anything related to eco-friendly not to charge. So just maybe some basic material cost, and I just keep sharing, and that's it. I think with the heart and explain to other people why we have to do it, because it's really very imminent time to do something as an individual, because especially like waste segregation, you have to start from the origin of the trash, which is from our kitchen. This is very important, especially when I travel around to Japan, Korea, Canada, this kind of country. They have done Taiwan as well. They have done a very, very good waste segregation and education for all the family. They started to do it from their own kitchen. And everyone is doing it as individual as well, in Hong Kong as well. They don't wait for the government to tell them what to do. So this is very important. So it's self-awareness.
Not only self-awareness, but let's say geographical and also cultural kind of awareness of where you are now and where you've come from and what you have visited, where you have visited in the world. In that breadth of experience that you have, what would you want to say to Singaporeans, let's say, because our audience here, you know, what's your impression of, you know, Singaporeans when it comes to recycling, upcycling, sustainability, perspectives and so on?
I met a lot of Singaporean or some people who's living in Singapore. They also do it by themselves. Not because of organization told them or government told them to do it. So I also hope more people will be inspired and keep doing it by themselves as well. Although some of the rubbish here, they are mainly like a burn. But I think this is very important. Why? If we keep mixing the organic waste and non-organic waste together in the landfill, they will create a lot of toxic liquid and greenhouse gases. I mean, if you understand why I keep teaching, explaining why this is very important for us to do something now, don't wait, because we have to start it now. Whenever this kind of waste they're mixing together in the landfill, they just created more and more liquid, toxic liquid and toxic gases. So we try to reduce this. We have to do it starting from outside.
Another thing I wanted to ask you is that your son, and also, if I'm not wrong, I understand that you have a son with autism.
Yes.
Is that so?
Yes.
And then yourself, you also have an encounter with your own, is it ADHD that you?
Asperger, high functional autism.
I see. So tell me, as someone who has Asperger's and also with a son with autism, what message do you want to tell people out there, maybe parents who work with, some people work with themselves having that, and also with children? So can you speak to our audience and say something on what you do and how is it related to your experience of these things?
I think first we're just different. So there's many different people or character or personality. It's just another different different group of people. And second, we don't need to feel like hiding at home. Can be like honestly tell everyone I'm different. Okay, so don't feel weird if I'm different. What else I should suggest? For example, for me, I will try to add in more fermented food and drinks for him because usually they will have very sensitive to sound, taste, texture, or light as well. So that's why sometimes they have depression, easily got depression. So that's why I found that if I have more like fermented food and drinks infused in the diet, it happens well, which is like probiotics. And what else I can share is I'm very welcome for them to come and gathering here. We have some outdoor seating, and we have special offer for people who are special needs and family or children.
Fabulous. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
What
so
else do you want me to share more?
yes, I think that you'll be a great resource for parents, mothers, and people who have people with special needs or who are special in certain ways.
Yeah,
And
I think because this special that I mean we are not like we call neurotypical. We're not neurotypical, so that's why we do think things very different, and maybe that's why we are so insist. The thing that I'm doing, I can be so insist for all this year.
mm,
Yeah, really want to inspire more and more people, because this is how I can see the world differently when I see the whole picture. If we are eating, the microplastic in the ocean, the fish is eating them, and we are eating the fish. And that's why I'm thinking, okay, we have to do something. Although we are vegan, we don't eat fish.
well, special needs is something like a category that we name, and then actually, maybe if we peel off that very big name like special needs, there's a lot of giftedness underlyingly in terms of special perspective taking, and that what you're sharing now to say that that's why you insist so much
Yeah,
on cause.
yeah, that's true. Because people will think differently or they will scare of those people. But when you understand more, they are just in another different thinking because the networking in the brain is just different.
Quite differently.
Yeah, actually, they are smart. This kind of people, they are smart and very intelligent. It's just the way they talk or maybe the way they think is different. That's why sometimes cannot like easily like communicate with neurotypical people. But actually, they are all very special. They have all different special talents, and they are just any human like everyone. So no need to like worry about or scare of them. Just different. Difference. I should use the word difference, right?
In fact, I think your special seeing, from what I'm hearing, it's like I heard of people like doing little projects here, like maybe do a bit of kefir here, maybe a bit of kimchi there or whatever. But the way that you perceive it is how these things can come together from beginning to end. How does it plug into helping sustainability in a bigger picture way? I think that's something that you have.
Actually, it's not easy. Because when I started in maybe 2014, when I started to use Facebook, how many years? Almost like 8 years, 7 years. Yeah, it takes time. Not like overnight you can do all this kind of thing. And you have to very insist.
Yeah, very persistent with it and very focused and really very creative, I would say. Yeah. So people, if you are interested to know more in depth about how Joyce goes on to inspire and to create platforms just by the sheer force of her passion, her attention, and her idealism, please sign up for the talk. The link is given to you. This talk, of course, we charge for it because this is organized by Kampung Senang Charity, and all the funds that you have contributed will go to the sustenance of Kampung Senang Eco Charity. And so this is something that you wouldn't want to miss. There's a lot of practical sharing by Joyce as well on the very creative, practical things that you can do in your life. I think who else would be interested would be parents and children, as well as young people, wanting to know more about what they can do as individuals, small groups that they might think very insignificant. Actually, what Joyce is demonstrating to all of us is that one single person's effort can actually snowball to a much bigger network of attention and influence. The sphere of influence can actually be broad. Joyce, do you have anything else to tell our audience?
If you're interested to know more how to turn all your rubbish at home and then into something very fun like board game or any game with your children together, some like parents children activities, please stay tuned with our event in July.
In the Holistic Wellness Symposium is the story of an herb-loving woman to share and inspire you in doing this work of practical sustainability. Yeah. Joyce is also putting up some fringe activities like smaller workshops. Quickly register before the seats run out. And visit Joyce at her Pasir Panjang shop. Talk to her, taste her kombucha kefir and so on and so forth. So thank you very much. See you soon. Joyce, have a great day.
Bye.